Middle East tensions ripped through energy markets today as crude oil surged to its highest level since mid-June, dragging central bank expectations higher and rattling risk sentiment across equities and Forex. Coming up on ForexBullion's evening wrap, coverage across indices, equities, Forex, metals, and energy, with a full symbol-by-symbol read on names that moved. A key event lands on the calendar tonight into tomorrow, and the complete picture is straight ahead. Stay with us. Oil prices jumped close to 4% on the session as Houthi threats of a Red Sea blockade compounded existing disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, pushing crude to levels not seen since early June and lifting European bond yields as hawkish central bank bets firmed up. Equity markets felt the strain, with tech-heavy indices showing notable pressure amid the escalating US-Iran crisis, while the US dollar held broadly steady through the North American Open. The euro and sterling held their ground ahead of upcoming central bank events, while the Hungarian forint weakened after the country's central bank delivered a rate cut. And the one to watch on the calendar is GBP CPI year-on-year. The S&P 500 held a constructive structure through today's session, with the trend firmly in bullish territory and the path of least resistance continuing to point toward higher levels. Price action remained supported on pullbacks, and as long as that structure is maintained, the broader tape leans toward extending gains from here. McDonald's faced persistent selling pressure through the session, with the trend holding in strongly bearish territory and the probable path pointing toward lower levels. The weight of recent price action suggests sellers remain in control, and any bounces have so far failed to alter the broader downward structure. Home Depot tracked lower through today's session, with a strongly bearish trend keeping the path of least resistance directed toward lower levels. The structure has shown little capacity for meaningful recovery, and momentum continues to favor the downside as the session closed out. Dollar Canada trended higher on the session, with bullish momentum building as the pair extended its structure to the upside. The trend leans higher, and while oil's surge added complexity to the Canadian dollar side of the equation, the overall price structure on this pair continues to favor higher levels. Silver traded on the back foot through the session, with a bearish trend keeping the path of least resistance directed toward lower levels. The metal struggled to find meaningful buying interest, and the overall structure suggests the move lower has further room to develop while this setup holds. Disney shares tracked a bearish path through today's session, with the trend pointing toward lower levels and sellers maintaining control of the price structure. The probable path suggests the downward lean persists, and the tape has shown little sign of a shift in that structure so far. Crude oil was the standout mover of the session, surging close to 4% to its highest print in roughly 6 weeks as Red Sea and Hormuz disruptions compounded supply concerns. Despite the strong bullish trend reading, the probable path on the current structure leans toward lower levels from an extended position, suggesting the pace of this move may face friction. The Dow navigated a mixed session, with the trend carrying a mild bearish lean, even as the probable path points toward higher levels. Price action held a degree of resilience, and while the trend structure is not decisively in either camp, the tape is more likely to edge toward higher levels from current positioning. Bitcoin traded in a range-bound fashion through the session, with the trend consolidating and offering no strong directional conviction in either direction. However, within that range, the probable path leans toward higher levels, and the structure suggests a resolution to the upside is more likely while the range holds. That is the ForexBullion evening wrap for Wednesday, the 22nd of July, 2026. If this breakdown adds value to your trading day, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a session. This is general market information for educational purposes only, not financial advice.